So this is just a quick video to talk about the flat Vergence exercise that's been now integrated into the NeuroVisual Trainer software. The team was really responsive. I know we were one of their clinics that had requested, and so they asked if we would talk a little bit about how we might use it and some of the really interesting things that were involved with the development process. So initially, if we take a look here in terms of the activities, you can see here under exercises, again, this flat Vergence activity. Now, with calibration ends up being very, very important. Some of the interesting things with flat Vergence that the developers shared were how important calibration of the screen brightness is, how important calibration of course, working distance, how a variety of different glasses can work, but just how sensitive our visual system is to different color filtration. And so in terms of using the software, and we've been using this feature for a while, and we really actually find this very helpful because NeuroVisual Trainer, it tends to work with any glasses that you have on hand. So with calibration, so calibrating your screen for flat Vergence, again, really slick measurement here where you put up a credit card to kind of calibrate the screen size, your working distance, so you can do it in centimeters or inches, so it's good for whatever country you're operating out of. So again, yeah, probably 60, 62-ish, something like that. We'll just kind of put a general working distance in here. And let's give it a little bit more. Good. Or 50 inches or 50 centimeters should be good. And one of the nice features is you can choose which anaglyph glasses the patient is using. So if you're a red-blue heavy clinic versus a red-green, the patient can calibrate it based on the tools that you have on hand. So let's kind of start with green on the left, red on right, continue here. And then again, in terms of filtering for flat Vergence, it's very important to, again, have patients take a look, and you can adjust this slider until the green and red dots completely disappear. So it gives you really nice control over how someone is using the glasses, and ultimately is going to get you a little bit better results and better depth when patients are viewing it. So once you've calibrated your screen, we talked a bit about, so there's a flat Vergence, there's also flat jump duction, which I'm happy to share at another time, but flat Vergence here, what's really great, so with Vergence, flat Vergence, one of the challenges with, for example, a vectograph or something that your vectogram that you're sending home is costs tend to be a little bit high. There's some great products on the market. The benefit of having this tool online is that you can vary the targets quite inexpensively. And again, a lot of really, really interesting, great stuff that you can do virtually. So initially, if we think about our traditional sort of ring, you can choose a duration, you can choose whether you want to do base in or base out, prism diopters, a lot of advanced configurations, so you can change the size of the ring. Let's say we want something a little bit larger. Do we want movement? So again, you can choose that the vectogram is going to be moving up or down or left or right or kind of random. So I'll just kind of demonstrate that because I thought that was neat that they built that in. And texture as well here. So you can have some different textures, which again, speaking with the development team, one of the ways for encouraging better acquisition of depth was to have these subtle texture cues. So it was again another great way that you could create a good experience for your patients. You can also set a central target, so something to get accurate central fixation. Initially, I'll have nothing there. So when we launch this particular activities, again, they're going to be wearing their glasses as indicated, and you can start. So as you can see, this is really great. You can see texture is going to allow for some better understanding of depth, and you can slowly start adding base out demand using the directional arrows. You can kind of start adding base in or kind of reducing it. And if you change the setting in a different way, of course, you can have the red and green go in opposite directions. So one of the things, again, that I really enjoyed about what they put together is just how many different options are available to you to expand on the flat Vergence. And we discussed here, so we've got our basic ring, you can do a circle or a square, but this again is this is a fantastic feature. You can get a lot more, you can get, you can add more engagement by having different targets that are involved with this base in and base out. So instead of just having a traditional ring, you can move to a buckyball here, a molecule. You could have, let's even just try picture of Julius Caesar, right? So if we have something like that, again, we can maintain the random walk, or we could, maybe in this time, I'll just put nothing there, no movement. And again, you can change the shape size here. So as you launch it here, you get a sense, so you can start adding that base out demand. And again, when you're wearing those filtered glasses, you're going to start to be able to explore depth. And one of the great things about having pictures is, especially if you're working with children, or adults for that matter, you can start asking them about certain parts of the image. So they've added a few different children friendly images and bikes and different things that are fun to kind of talk to kids about. So this is a great tool to explore in the office. And one of the great things is, of course, you can assign it for home training. So we've been really happy. Again, just hoping to give a little bit of insight in terms of how we use it for developing better eye teaming skills with our patients.